Eurogold is driven by being the best civil engineering contractor in the Northwest, ensuring its clients are given the highest level of service that they deserve. Eurogold work in a wide range of industry sectors, including house building, highways, commercial and industrial build.
La Vita is an award-winning, independently run Italian restaurant. Located on Rose Lane in the heart of Liverpool, real Italian-style dishes, using the best ingredients, skillfully prepared by our chefs. Come and try our serious Italian experience.
Supreme Upholstery Limited is a manufacturer of quality bespoke upholstered furniture. Come along with your ideas for that perfect sofa to fit your home and let Supreme bring your ideas to fruition. We also offer a service to the contract market, including large hotel groups and small family-run business. No matter how large or how small your order, you will always get that personal service from our sales team. Come along and visit our showroom.
Hello, I'm Martin Logan and welcome to the Irish in the UK. This week we'll be meeting Michael Golding. Michael has never sang professionally, but last year some of his friends persuaded him to record a CD. From the sales of the CD he raised €9,000, which he donated to Cystic Fibrosis. Recently we caught up with Michael in Birmingham to chat to him about it all. Now, the Manchester Irish Festival is celebrating 25 years this year in existence, and we'll be chatting to Councillors Pat Kearney and John Flanagan to see what's in store for us this year. But first up, Don Mescall is a singer-songwriter who comes from County Limerick. Don has written numerous hits for all the major recording artists right across the UK and Ireland. And we went along to meet him in his studios at the Royal Arsenal in London.
May the sun rise up to meet you at the start of every day. When the stars come out to greet you, may they take your breath away. May you find the simple beauty of life and everything, and may your love be the last song that you sing. I was born in the small hurling parish of Ahan, which is County Limerick, Ahan, Castleconnell and Lisnagrey. They're sort of the three little townlands in one parish. And I have a small family, 8 sisters and 2 brothers, so there's 11 of us. And my mother, bless her sweetheart, she's still flying. She's a very active lady. She's still in charge. And pretty much all my family live around that area, you know. So hurling was a really big part of my life when I was growing up. And Dad was a selector on the hand team. And now, actually, wonderfully, there is a Mescall Cup, a tournament cup that's played for every year. And my dad, unfortunately, passed away when I was 10 years of age. I was with him, actually, at a hurling match in Carrick-on-Lish. So my mother did this incredible job of raising us all. An inspirational lady.
Yeah. And how did you get into songwriting, first of all?
I think I was just useless at everything else. You know, I think what happened was after Dad died, music became almost like my best friend. I sort of discovered songs. I discovered actually vinyls, you know, like old LPs.
Yeah.
Because I'm the second youngest, so the majority of my family are older than me. So, and Dad, when he was alive, loved music, and he listened to Joseph Locke and some of these crossover classical sort of singers. And I started playing those albums, but also then I was playing, you know, American singer-songwriter albums and Woodstock and whatever my older siblings were listening to. And so music became such an important part of my life at that age.
And of course you've written songs for so many big outstanding performers like Ronan Keating, Boyzone, Aslan, Jerry Halliwell, Sharon Corr, many more. There's a big queue of people you've written songs for. What does it feel like when you're sitting at home and you see all these people singing your songs?
Well, I mean, I just look at it like, I suppose when I was younger, I had a different attitude totally to life, and now I feel like songwriting has been such a blessing in my life. I mean, when I look at it now, you know, if I had the emotional release pressure valve of songwriting. So from a very early age when I started writing, even if originally they weren't songs, they might have been just thoughts, when I'd write them down, it was like I was able to put down on a piece of paper how I felt inside. And I think I was lucky with that, because that little pressure valve maybe kept me sane through all of that time. Now, eventually that turned into songwriting. And now I'm at this stage of my life where I feel so blessed that I have this gift, and I really enjoy it. And I have written for all of these people, and I've been very, very lucky and very fortunate. But, you know, it's not the biggest part of it. I think the part of it that I love and I still adore is this sort of almost like that little creational moment, or moment of creation, where you have a thought and then you develop that thought and it turns into a little song.
When the lilies bloom in mid-July, the evening sun takes refuge in your heavy heart. Distance spins a tender lie, the calm before it all begins to break apart.
And of course, in 2017, the Irish Post made you a lovely award.
They did indeed. They've been so supportive of me over the years, both the Irish Post and the Irish World, actually. But I think it was the same year, maybe the year before, I got a Life Achievement Award, and that scared the life out of me, because I thought, oh my God, I thought you get that when you're in your like 70s. And then the Irish Post gave me Songwriter of the Year, which was an incredible honour.
Tell me a little bit about your Lighthouse Keeper album.
In 2006, I was playing a tiny little club in London called the Troubadour, and I was on a lineup of about maybe 10 or 12 people, and I was pretty much first or second on, and I think there was maybe record company people there to hear somebody else. I don't think they were there to hear me. And all of a sudden, out of the blue, I signed a record deal with somebody that was there. You know, they approached me and all of that. And then I made an album, but I think in my own head I wasn't quite ready for it. So I made an album called Innocent Run, which was quite successful, but I didn't enjoy being the singer. I didn't enjoy being the front person. And then I decided what I would like to do is to be more in the background. And I concentrated then from that moment on just being the writer, not being the artist. It wasn't for me at that time of life. And then all of those years later, I'm in the studio and I'm thinking, I kind of miss maybe the performance side of it a little bit more than I used to, you know, because I'm from being out in pubs and clubs and performing. So I had a bunch of songs that I liked, and I thought maybe I'll start working here in the studio on my own album. You know, I may never put it out, but I'll start working. So I did, and then I reached out to all of these wonderful people that I'd written for over the years: Sharon Corr and Paul Brady and Brian Kennedy and Nathan Carter and Lisa McHugh and Stella Parton and all of these people that I admired and knew very well. And I said, would you like to sing on my songs? And they all came back, bless them, and said, yeah, okay, send it on the song. And, you know, some of them came here, and we had a lot of fun doing it. And then I put it out, and I thought, well, that's that out of the way now. I can move on and do something else. And, of course, then the album went to #1. So that kind of changed everything then, because obviously then I was under pressure to be out, started doing more, you know, more. So that's where I'm at the moment now. So it's been this crazy sort of roller coaster ride since the album came out.
Now, you were telling me when you first come to London, you brought a little part of Ireland with you. Small little different little pieces told different little stories, didn't they?
They did. My daughter Eve, I don't know, obviously she gets it from me, but she has the same thing, that she likes little things.
Yeah.
And I'm a kind of a keeper of things. I'm a keeper of memories. And I think that's the way my brain is wired. So so when I came over here first, I remember going to Greenwich Market, and I bought it's an old printer's tray with all little compartments in it. Yeah. And then I started with some of the things I'd brought over with me. Yeah. And then I started with every new moment, or with everything that meant something, I would put a little token of that. I remember when, after Dad died, I remember finding an old suitcase under one of the beds upstairs in the boys' room, an old leather suitcase. And in there were these old catalogues of machines, parts. And then there were some of his cigarette boxes. Yeah. And I thought, well, that's such a personal thing in a lot of ways, so I have them now.
And you've also got a weighing scales there.
Yeah, well, my mum, she gave me that, what I couldn't understand. So there's 11 of us. So apart from myself and my younger sister, Catherine, all the rest of the children were born at home. And after they were born, the midwife, or I guess the midwife, would have weighed them on these old metal scales. Yeah. And I just think it's funny now, because we have advanced so much that I can't imagine any child being weighed on something like that, but there you go.
Under the crimson moon, my little angel sleeper, let me be your lighthouse keeper.
We're here today at your beautiful recording studios.
So we're in the borough of Greenwich, and we're in the Royal Arsenal. And basically, Arsenal, this development is where the munitions, probably the biggest munitions factory in Europe at one stage. There was about 10,000 people working here at one stage in this whole development. And in the afternoons, when the men would take their lunch break, they would play football. In Artillery Square, which is just up the street here on number 1 street. That's where the team was formed, Arsenal. So the gunners, the cannons, as you saw everywhere when you were walking down here, you guys, that's where it is. So it's seeped in history.
Now, before we let you go, Don, tell us a little bit about your music, how people can find out where you are.
I suppose Lighthouse Keeper is out everywhere, so you can get it on Amazon and iTunes and all of those things that people access music by. Facebook and a website, just all Don Mescall, and Instagram and all of the things that people use these days.
Good luck in 2020 with all your songwriting and recording as well.
Thank you so much.
And it's lovely to be here with you today.
May love be the last song. Love be the last song. May love be the last song that you sing. At the beginning of the hour, as the bells are clear ring, let love be the last song that you sing.
Oh, hello. Don has been giving me a few tips about songwriting, so I'm going to give it a go. See you in a few minutes.
Eurogold is driven by being the best civil engineering contractor in the Northwest, ensuring its clients are given the highest level of service that they deserve. Eurogold work in a wide range of industry sectors, including house building, highways, commercial and industrial build.
IJK's Scrap Metal, Manchester. We provide payment for scrap metal, removal and disposal of cars and abandoned vehicles. A weighbridge facility, authorised treatment facility, recycling and waste management. Full compliance with all legal requirements. IJK Scrap Metal Manchester, a friendly, professional and reliable service.
Supreme Upholstery Limited is a manufacturer of quality bespoke upholstered furniture. Come along with your ideas for that perfect sofa to fit your home and let Supreme bring your ideas to fruition. We also offer a service to the contract market, including large hotel groups and small family-run business. No No matter how large or how small your order, you will always get that personal service from our sales team. Come along and visit our showroom.
The Warrington Irish Club, 83 Orford Lane, Warrington. A friendly and welcoming club keeping the Irish culture alive. We have Irish and country music every Saturday night, tribute nights, race nights, charity nights and karaoke. All live sports shown on the big screens. We have snooker, dominoes and crown green bowling teams along with arts and crafts. Pop in for a friendly welcome and to book your event at the Warrington Irish Club, give Frank a call.
La Vita is an award-winning, independently run Italian restaurant. Located on Rose Lane in the heart of Liverpool, real Italian-style dishes, using the best ingredients, skillfully prepared by our chefs. Come and try our serious Italian experience.
Buckhurst Plant Hire, operating nationwide and supplying equipment to the construction, civil engineering and utility industries. Buckhurst is synonymous with quality equipment and excellent service. Call us today.
IJK's Scrap Metal, Manchester. We provide payment for scrap metal, removal and disposal of cars and abandoned vehicles. A weighbridge facility, authorised treatment facility, recycling and waste management. Full compliance with all legal requirements. IJK Scrap Metal, Manchester. A friendly, professional and reliable service.
Eurogold is driven by being the best civil engineering contractor in the Northwest, ensuring its clients are given the highest level of service that they deserve. Eurogold work in a wide range of industry sectors, including house building, highways, commercial and industrial build.
Welcome back. Now, Michael Golding has never sang professionally, but last year some of his friends persuaded him to record a CD. From the sales of the CD, he raised €9,000, which he donated to Cystic Fibrosis. Now we're off to meet Michael and hear his story.
You know I love you and I always will. I know you're married, but I love you still. I came upon a bundle of letters one day.
All the singing I've ever done throughout my life is just singing a few songs in the pubs and clubs and places like this. I never did it professionally and never even dreamed of it. A couple of years ago, on a Paul Claffey music trip to Spain, I sang a few songs out by the pool. One day with Michael English and his band, and another day with Brendan Shine and his band. One of the musicians in that particular group came to me after one of the sessions and asked me if I would record a song he'd written. He thought I sounded a bit like Big Tom, and he did play me the song that had been written for Tom. To cut a long story short, I didn't record that song, and neither did Tom, and Tom is no longer with us. After that holiday, when I was back in Ballymote, a very nice lady that we met on the trip, Dolores O'Boyle, she comes from Crossmolina, she sent me a video clip of my singing by the pool. And in all honesty, that was probably the first time I ever heard a proper recording of my singing. And I thought it didn't sound too bad. And maybe one day I might decide to record a few of them. So I set about trying to get that done. We went into the recording studio. I was very, very worried about it. You know, that I'd never done anything like that before. And I told the guys in the studio that, like, I'm not a professional. I'm doing this for myself, purely for myself, to keep it and give it away to friends. And when we started, the first couple of songs that I did, one was Come Back Home to Erin, and the other one was The Wild Side of Life. And I did them, and they were quite pleased with what they heard. They said not to give the CD away, that it would be good enough to sell. and we went back and said, okay, if we're going to do it this way, we will do it for charity. And I picked Cystic Fibrosis, the Galway Hospital Project, as the charity that I was going to do it for.
I might have known you'd never make a wife. You gave up the only one that ever loved you, and went back to the wild side of life.
Why did you pick cystic fibrosis?
I come from a place called Castle Blakeney, Ballinasloe, County Galway, and I grew up with a family there that I got to know very well back in the 80s, who had 4 children in the family. 3 of them had the cystic fibrosis, and at the time I was told that they did not expect those children to live past their teens. Now, sadly, one of those children died at the age of 19. The other 2 are alive and married and in their 40s. So I was delighted and very proud to be able to do something for that charity. There are 102 patients attending the clinic in Galway where that money will eventually finish up. But on the money side of it, purely from local sales in Castle Blakeney, where I come from, and Ballymote, where I now live, in the first 6 months that the CD was out and about, we raised €9,500 for the charity. I've also had terrific support from the community in Birmingham, where I've spent most of my working life.
I know that I've been wayward, but I won't be anymore. Give me just another chance and put me to the test. You'll find the black sheep loves his dad far better than the rest.
Well done to Michael on donating all that money to cystic fibrosis, and we wish him the very best of luck with his new DVD. Now, this year marks the 25th anniversary of the Manchester Irish Festival, so we're off to meet Councillors Pat Kearney and John Flanagan to find out what's in store this year. Pat, 25 years at the Manchester Irish Festival. What a great time for us here in Manchester.
It's a great tribute to our great Irish community in Greater Manchester that it has gone on for so long, and also it's still so popular and still so large. So, you know, my starting point is always to thank them. And I've just got lifelong memories of what went on. I remember the first year when we had Mary Robinson. We've had presidents and prime ministers and government ministers, and we've had the most amazing people. What really gets me going about the Irish Festival is just seeing the tons of youngsters on the parade and giving them great memories of what it's like to be Irish and also part of, you know, Manchester.
How long have you been involved with the parade and with the festival, Pat?
For the 25 years, I did the first 7 or 8 years, and then I handed over to young John Flanagan, who said, maybe you should retire and be president. So we have a great partnership. It is a tricky time of the year for weather, and as we know, but as you say, cold, snow, rain, they've all come out. We're part of a worldwide celebration around St. Patrick's Day. And I'm glad that Manchester is still one of the leading parades and festivals in the country. And
of course this year the parade is going to be slightly changed because of all this major work going on at the Town Hall.
As people know, Albert Square is now out of reach now because the hoardings will be up around the Town Hall. It's affected all the celebrations. I mean, we've just finished the Christmas and New Year celebrations, and it affected them as well. But it's worked out. We took everything down to Deansgate, and so John and the team, the Irish team, will work out what's the best in terms of the markets and where the festival's going to be. And also a bit of change is, you know, stimulates you. Change is a good challenge as well. So I'm really looking forward to this year. I'm really, really looking forward. There's going to be lots of big changes that I know about, and I know John and the team will be announcing them soon.
It's 25 years, I don't know where the years have gone. This year's festival is going to start on the 12th, which is Thursday, the 12th of March. And we're going to have the launch night for the Irish Festival. It runs through to St Patrick's Day, which is on the 17th of March, obviously. The main highlights are going to be 2 major days in Manchester where we're actually moving Manchester Irish Festival. It used to be on Albert Square. We're now going to move to Liverpool Road and the junction with Deansgate. We've been given by the City Council Upper Campfield Market, which is a big market hall where we're going to host O'Driscoll's and all the stuff that we usually do. But the exciting thing, we're going to close for the first time a major street for 2 full days, which is Liverpool Road, and that's going to be closed from the 14th of March through to the 15th of March, which is Parade Day. We're going to have a food market, fairground, a lot of street art and stuff is going to go on there. So it's a really interesting, we're going to turn that part of Manchester into the Green Quarter. Those that don't know that part, it's at the bottom end of Deansgate near Beetham Tower. You've got the Science Museum, the very first train station, passenger train station in the world, which was Liverpool Road. So a lot of history, a lot of Irish history with obviously Irish people coming over, building those railways hundreds of years ago. But it's quite exciting that we're given this really prime spot to celebrate Irish culture. And the parade is very key to that, but we needed a location where the parade ended and, you know, participants and people came to watch it. We're going to start, as always, at the World Irish Heritage Centre on Queen's Road, or Irish Town Way, is the road into the Irish Centre. Historically, that's where the very first parade started, and that's something that's very key to what we do. The parade will start at 12 o'clock and we'll work our way down Queen's Road, down Cheetham Hill Road, round by the cathedral, straight down Deansgate. And the only difference, instead of turning into Albert Square, which we used to do, we carry on down Deansgate and we stop near Liverpool Road. It's always been our ambition and always one of the things that we do want people to enjoy themselves. It isn't all about drink, it's about celebrating Irishness, our culture, and it's quite surprising the crowds that come down who have no connection at all with Ireland. They actually want to be involved in that. So it's key that people who come from the Irish community get involved, get into the parade, and you know, it's very easy, just go on the website. It doesn't matter if you've never done it before, get in touch with us, we'll help you. And it's about, it can be a county association, it can be something to do with sport, anything you want to do, it's your parade, not our parade, and it's your festival.
Now all we need is a nice fine day to celebrate all the parades up and down the country. Well, that brings us to the end of the show for this week. Henry McGlade is back next Thursday evening with his show at 7 o'clock, and we're here with the Irish in the UK at 7:30. Until then, take care.